I sold one more item, and it's a very large item. It's this right here. This is a travel washer dryer, but that's going to take a little bit of time to wrap up, so I need to get started. So most people that sell on eBay or any other online platform would not even consider buying this at a garage sale, a thrift store, or anywhere like that because of the size. I mean, let's face it, this is rather large. It's a Costway washer dryer spinner, and it does weigh, I'm gonna say probably 25 to 30 pounds. So it is a large item, but I got this, listed it, sold it for $100 plus shipping. And it's really not too bad to wrap and ship out. So I'm going to show you how to do it, and I'm going to try to show you in some steps. I'm trying to do the best I can to show you that how easy this can be to ship out. And we're going to send it out by UPS. It's obviously not going to go out through the regular US postal system because the cost would be way too much. But for FedEx or UPS, it's a whole lot better, easier, and more convenient for one. But I'm going to show you how to wrap this up. And I'm also going to show you the items you're going to need to wrap this up. You actually might hear my own washer going on in the background, but hopefully not. But these are the items I'm going to use to wrap this up. I'm going to use some bubble wrap. Now this is 24-inch bubble wrap. It's large bubble wrap. For large items, I use large bubble wrap. But you can use regular bubble wrap. I also buy bubble wrap in bulk, and these are just 12-inch bubble wrap, which most people have, so you can use that just fine. But I do keep a roll of 24-inch bubble wrap for large items whenever I'm going to wrap and ship. You're also going to need a tape measure. You're going to need a nice X-Acto knife, and you're going to need a large box. If you go to Home Depot, Walmart, Lowe's, you can generally pick these really large boxes up. And I'm going to get close to the camera here, but this is a 22 by 22 by 22 box, so it's a very large box, and it's what they call double wall, real thick. So that's what we're going to use. Let me get this out of the way real quick. So before we go ahead and start wrapping this, I want to say one more thing, that prior to bubble wrapping this measures out at 25 inches plus some extra, so about 26 inches. And it's 14 inches wide and stands about almost 30 inches tall. So it's 25, what did I say, 25, 14, 30, and that box is only 22 by 22 by 22. So I'm going to show you how to resize the box as well, so that it'll fix this. We might need a couple extra pieces of cardboard for the top and bottom for support and for cover, but I'll show you how to convert that large box so that way it'll fit over this really nicely. But first I got to go ahead and bubble wrap this, so let me do that. I guess I should also say that before I bubble wrap this, you're also going to need some shipping tape, because you're going to have to wrap up your boxes and tape everything up. Alright, so now that I got this all bubble wrapped up, I really could just go ahead and form the box and put the box over it, but I'm going to show you one other little trick that I like to do. It's kind of an extra step. It helps protect it. It also makes it look professional. Not something you have to do, but I like to. When next you got plenty of bubble wrap on, get yourself some saran wrap. Just regular old saran type plastic wrap. Or you can go to a Walmart or supply store and you can buy this. It's like stretch wrap. It's basically the same thing, saran wrap. Or for me, I was at a garage sale and there was an old food service worker there that had a whole bunch of extra stuff, and they had several rolls of saran wrap, large plastic stretch wrap, and I was able to buy them for like $1 a piece. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to start on a corner. So I got it all bubble wrapped and plastic wrapped. I got the saran wrap, wrapped it around, like I said, just regular stretch wrap, plastic wrap will work over the bubble wrap. And now it looks nice, tight, professional. Everything's nice and protected, corners are protected. And we'll probably put a little extra cardboard around the corners before I put it inside the box. But we can go ahead and measure And so we're now at about 16, 17 inches. And width, we are at 27 inches. And height, we are 30 inches still. So we're going to take that box and we're going to turn a 22 by 22 by 22 inch box into a box that we can wrap this around. Because this box is so large, I'm actually going to show you what I'm going to do with the process of this box by using smaller boxes. And I'll show you two different ways of resizing boxes, but I'll use these smaller boxes to make it easier. Then you'll have a concept of what I'm doing with this large box. So like I said, for this concept, we're going to use these boxes here. They're 8 by 6 by 4 boxes, and they only open this wide. But let's say I wanted to mail this. As you can see, it's too long. But when these are folded down, when the flaps are folded, this will be just fine. This would fit in there just fine if it was this way, but it's too long. So I'm going to show you how to resize the box. First thing you got to do is you got to know the size of the item that you're going to put inside the box. In this case, this is just a little over 10 inches. So we want a box that's going to be fairly close. This is an 8-inch box, and we're going to cut it down, or we're going to resize this to make it fit so it fits 10 inches. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure the width of the item, and the width of this item is just about 3 inches. So we're going to come over 3 inches and we're going to mark it. Now we measure from here to here, so we want to measure the opposite corner. So over here we're just going to flip it around, so we're doing the exact same side, but it's opposites. 3 inches, which is right here. All right, so we've measured from here to here. So now we've done opposite angles this way, not straight across, but diagonal. What you do is get yourself a nice flat razor, and it's really best if you do it on the inside of the box, but for this reason I'm going to show you the outside of the box. I also have something that's a straight line, and you should probably go ahead and measure your bottom also, because you're going to need to know that as well. So what we're going to do is use this as our straight guide. We're going to line up those two marks, and like I said, it's better to do it on the inside, but we'll do it on the outside so it will still show you, it's still the same idea. And just score it, don't go all the way through. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing on this side. Here's our little mark, and do the same thing. Line up our two marks. Oh, I don't need that, I need this. And come across there. Now, you have your box with your cuts. Now, like I said, I like to do it on the inside, but basically what you're doing is you're just going to stretch this, just like that. And then you're going to do the same thing on this side, stretch it. So when you get all said and done, you've resized your box, and it's kind of hard for me to show you, but now it's length and width. Now the other thing you want to do is you don't, like I said, you didn't want to score it. See how this comes out? That's why you want to do it on the inside, not the outside. Normally, like I said, you would score it on the inside. But go ahead and, just for the flap areas, go ahead and cut up those, just the flaps. Make it easier to fold. Like this. Okay. So that way, when you've resized the box, now you have flaps to fold down. And we're going to go ahead and fold this down. And now we've created a longer box that our item will mail into. It's that simple. So that's the process I'm going to do with that large box. Now, like I said, there is another way of doing it. That's the easiest way. And I'll show you really quickly on this one right here. So we want to do the same thing. So you can, if you want to, measure the center. But the problem is, by doing this, you have to find the exact center of the flaps, measure your item, and then come down in the middle. And then basically you're going to score here and here, and you're creating the same concept. I went ahead and scored them and cut them so that you could see on this box, it's kind of the same process. You just kind of do it this way, and And now you've created the exact same kind of box where once you take your flaps and cut them, now you fold them in and fold them in. Basically, you create the same kind of box by doing it that way. I just don't like doing it because you create more weak points on all four corners, and you're kind of having to deal with more little flaps to tape up. But the concept is basically the same by doing it that way. Your item will still fit in there just fine. Alright, so I got the box all wrapped up, ready to go. I just gotta weigh it. Now, everybody has this kind of scale, and that's fine. It's just a smaller little postal scale. This one actually goes up to 86 pounds. I actually have another one this size. I think it only goes up to 45, 50 pounds. But I also have this one I purposely bought for large scales, and it doesn't have to be this brand, but I recommend you get something like this with a extension on it. This one goes up to 110, and they have ones that go up to 200 or more. And this way, when you're weighing a big large box, you can set the box on it, and this is off out of the way, so that way you can still read the scale. Because if this one was underneath it and you put the box on it, you're not going to be able to read the digital scale because it's going to cover up this whole platform. And of course, there is different ways of doing that, and I think I've showed it in another video how to do that. But if you only have this kind of a scale and you need to weigh something this large, that video shows you how you can do it and still be able to read the scale. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, give us a big old thumbs up, leave a comment down below, hit that like button, let us know how we did. We appreciate it. If you're a reseller, go out there and find it, sell it, profit. Everyone take care, be safe, be kind to one another, and have a great day. Bye-bye.